Hey guys. Okay, I have no idea how this is gonna work. I just installed my new mount for my car and I'm figuring it out for my phone. So I'm not gonna be looking at you because I'm driving. I'm driving to pick up the kids from school. But gosh, I haven't seen you today yet. It's been a busy day. I had kind of a night last night and had a rough sleeping night. Woke up a little anxious in the middle of the night a couple times and I just had nightmares all night. And that made me wake up anxious. It was crazy. It was like some of my deepest, darkest fears were playing themselves out in my dreams. Not cool. It was not a cool night of sleep. I was like, what is this? I haven't had this happen in a while. That level of nightmare. It was bad. It was really bad. And I was kind of on edge a little bit yesterday, which was the first time I'd felt that way in a while. I just had some fear coming up. And I didn't do anything in particular, I just wrote it out. I'm really in this space of I need to let myself feel this and remember that this too shall pass, and give myself space and time to just let it move and let it move and let it move over and over again, and not make it mean anything. There are 3 cop cars over there. They're checking on each other or something. I don't know what in the heck is happening over there. Anyway, I got distracted, but just not making it mean anything. I have this pattern that I sometimes get into when I feel a lot of anxiety consistently. I'm okay, well, this is a problem. I have to fix it. And it's not always a problem, Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's okay, there's something in my life that could be causing this, or something I'm not listening to in my body. But whenever I have a night of bad sleep, I always kind of have a funky next morning. And I don't even I don't like putting that story in it. So I'm challenging that today of you don't always have a weird day the next day, right? You don't need to say that. I can just say today's been a little bit weird and I've had a little bit heightened stress today. But it's just I'm somebody who is very in tune with her body and the way that it functions. And so pregnancy sometimes is a challenge because on days where I can feel my body working harder, it psychs me out mentally. And that's kind of what today is a little bit. My body just feels more tired, and that's okay. I've worked out for the last 4 or 5 days after not working out for 8 days. It's all very normal. My husband's getting ready to go on a little work trip, which gives me a little bit of nervousness. Although I have a plan for that. So it's all good. But how are you guys doing? How have you been feeling? Something I'm super excited about that it feels I've questioned whether now is the right timing, but it feels God is saying, no, now is definitely the right timing. I'm going to be relaunching my original mindset course around fear and anxiety called Decoding Fear. And I'm going to be relaunching it free, you guys. This will be a short enrollment period where anybody who wants to can join it for free. And it's going to be 6 weeks because I think there are 6 modules. And then every day or every week a new module will come out, and I'm going to do a live addition to the module and Q&A. It's a live second version of the module, updated basically. So I'm really excited about that. And the community link and the Decoding Fear link will be in the description, of course. Oh, that sneaky little car. He just snuck through. Not supposed to do that. Anyway, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I just really love live programs, and I really miss hosting live programs and the Reiki Reset, which was 30 days of Reiki. And we had 5 sessions, 2 integration days. 5 sessions, 2 integration days. So it was 20 Reiki sessions. And it was over 30 days. And it was honestly freaking amazing. It was my favorite thing. I loved it. And I was I am ready. A couple months ago, I went through Decoding Fear, planning to relaunch it. And then I didn't. And it all makes sense now, because now is the perfect time to launch it. And anyway, so many plans, so many exciting things. Yay. And you guys, I'm only 8 weeks away from having this baby, or technically 9. 31 weeks pregnant, so I'm 9 weeks away from 40 weeks. But I've had both my babies at 39 weeks. So I kind of think of it as 8 weeks. So I just assume, but I shouldn't assume. Especially with pregnancy, because you literally never know. So anyway, things that are going super well. Let's talk about things we're grateful for, things that are going well in life right now. My kids are just hysterical. They're very funny. They're like fully interacting and engaging with each other. So Isla's almost 5. She'll be 5 in 1 month. Totally insane. And then Lily's 2.5. And they just play together. And obviously there are fights and stuff like that, but it is very funny. And they're very cute. Not the fights are funny, but they are very funny and cute. And they love playing with each other to the tune of, like, Lily doesn't even know what to do with herself when Isla's not there. Like, Isla has gymnastics 1 night a week and dance 1 night a week, and Lily is just like, where Isla? Isla back yet? Isla back yet? Not yet, honey. She's like, oh. And she keeps playing with me or by herself or whatever. And it just cracks me up. Kids, man. I love learning about myself through my kids, and like obviously what they pick up on, like their mannerisms and things, but also just like how I react to them. Parenting is such a growth trip. It's crazy. It's like you literally learn so much about who you are as a person and in the way that you talk to and parent your kids. And it's just incredible. It gives you such an opportunity to like self-reflect and make pivots and shifts and grow, I feel like, really quickly. And listen, parenting is a challenge, but it's also a privilege. And I think it's felt that way for me, where I don't like to necessarily talk about it being like, oh, it's so hard, it's so crazy, blah, blah. I like to talk more about like, well, like, yes, is it hard? But part of why it's hard is because it requires so much self-reflection. That's really hard for some people to do. It's hard for me to do at times. It's hard for all of us to do, is really what I mean to say there. And we just like see, like I've seen versions of myself as a parent that I'm like, don't really love that version of you, Abby. Think you need to be better there. And I've seen versions where I'm like, think you need to be a little tougher there. Think you need to figure that out. Think you need to like shift that, Anyway, it's fascinating. And also watching kids discover things for the first time and like seeing the world through the way they interact with it for like the first time, and different activities and whatever it might be, different ways, different experiences, different learnings, is it not like the greatest joy and the coolest thing ever? It's just so cool. Like, what a unique opportunity to live like you're a kid again. And I'm trying to really take advantage of that. And I don't all the time, because some days I just want to get other stuff done and I want them to just play by themselves, and I want to clean the kitchen or mop the floors, or I want to do a little bit more work, or I want to work out or meditate or something like that. And I want them to just like self-entertain, and I don't really want to be involved, But a lot of times I'm really trying to remember, like, we learn so much through play, and there's so much joy in play. And also with kids, what amazes me is like there's so much like they let go of things so quickly, and I'm so in awe of kids. Like, I'm convinced that, I don't know, I think kids only know where they are in the moment and what they want in that moment. And so they don't like hold on to anything, and they also don't anticipate anything. They are just the most present human beings, and it feels incredible to witness that. It feels incredible to witness it, and it's just such a great reminder for me to be present, to live in the moment, because there's just so much more joy in the moment than there is in the future or in the past. Like, it doesn't even compare. Even when the moment is hard, there's still more joy there. Because where there is presence, there is joy. And that is just what I believe to be true. Because it's only in the present that you have power. Power to choose, power to change, power to shift. Right? You don't have any power over the past. You don't have any power over the future. And it's like joy and power are not synonymous, and they don't, I'm not saying you need one to have the other. You don't need power to have more joy. But I just think it's like, when you think about like co-creating your life and living the life that you want, that only exists in a present moment. And that's what I mean by the power. You have just the ability to shift your reality all the time. Shift your thoughts, shift your feelings, shift your experience in the present moment. And I think, and kids are such amazing examples of that, because even through the tantrums that they go through and those challenges, they still shift so dramatically quickly. It's like they get their feeling out and then they move the F on, you know? Kids aren't like 2 hours later thinking, oh, that tantrum I had earlier, that was really bad. I bet that means there's something really wrong with me, you know? So fascinating to see how kids really just like let it come in and let it go out. They're really like the embodiment of this too shall pass in a lot of ways. I don't know, I'm just kind of talking out loud now. Well, that's what I've been doing this whole time, talking out loud to no one except all my best friends on the internet. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited to pick them up from school. I don't know what we're gonna do when we get home. Maybe we'll get the bounce house out tonight. That feels like a fun adventure we can do. And I'm just gonna take some deep breaths today. I'm just gonna remind myself of my tattoo. When you own your breath, nothing can steal your peace. And I believe that, and I have felt the effects of that. I'm just going to take breaths today. I'm going to remind myself to be present. And I didn't want to work out today just because I already had a lot of adrenaline going, and it just really didn't want to add any more to it. I'm actually surprised at how fast I got here. I was running like super late, and where I was 3 minutes ago doesn't feel like I should be where I like already at the school. I'm here, and that's good, because whenever they're waiting for me, like Isla's always like, Mom, I didn't see you, and it just makes me feel like the worst person ever, even though I know I'm not. I always want to show up and be there for my kids, and I want to be there on time. I don't want them to be waiting on me, because kids' biggest fear is abandonment, and that's like a very real thing for kids. It's like one of the only things that they're scared of early on. Okay, and on that happy note, I love you guys. I'm gonna go get my children.